Hey everyone, Brandon from Brandon's Baseball Cards here. This video is going to have a lot going on, just a warning. So to get it out of the way up front, this video is brought to you by 30A Beer, or Grayton Beer, brewed in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. I've just stumbled upon this beer. It's pretty tasty. If you ever see it anywhere, you should give it a try if you're a beer drinker. This video's already gone off the rails. Is brought to you also by Slim Jim. Slim Jim now makes 3-ounce mega sticks, and they have Macho Man Randy Savage on it. It's hard to provide perspective as to how big that actually is for a single Slim Jim stick, but this is a walking heart attack. But Slim Jims are amazing. If you don't like Slim Jims, I kindly ask you to unsubscribe from my channel. A kid, but seriously, who doesn't like Slim Jims? Okay, so with the public service announcements out of the way, by the way, neither of those are actual real sponsors. I'm just gonna eat this in a little bit. I could talk about Slim Jims for a long time, but we'll leave that for another video or never. So the first thing I want to talk about is over Christmas break. Okay, I went with my wife and my kids to Florida, went to my hometown of Fort Myers, Florida, and my wife's uncle, to give a little backstory, my wife's family is from Wilmington, North Carolina, okay, and they lived in Wilmington for a long time. She has an uncle, however, who lives in Fort Myers, and he works at the airport in Fort Myers. We bumped into him when we were actually flying to Vegas. We flew United. He works for United. We ran into him, and he was working at the where we were checking in. So we got to visit with him, and he said he's always claimed, he's always been excited, like, you got to come see my stuff. He's a big Michael Jordan collector, being from Wilmington, and the story gets even better because he went to school with Michael Jordan, and so he's got a lot of stuff from not just Michael Jordan cards, but he all kinds of awesome Michael Jordan stuff. We go to his house. He shows me a yearbook, and there's a picture of him in Spanish Club standing next to Michael Jordan. He's in the yearbook standing next to him, and I have pictures that I will show at the end of this video of his yearbook. I took pictures of the Michael Jordan yearbook photos, but he went to Laney, which is a school in Wilmington, and he was a classmate with Michael Jordan. And there's pictures of Michael Jordan in there playing basketball. There's pictures of Michael Jordan in other clubs and things. But it was so cool to see Michael Jordan's high school yearbook. That was probably my favorite thing that I saw. I took way too much time looking at that. But then he showed me a bunch of other amazing, cool things that he has, including a game-used bat. I'm not sure if it was spring training or if it was an actual, when he was playing for the Birmingham Barons. But it's got a certificate of authenticity and everything, a genuine Michael Jordan game-used baseball bat, and I got to hold it. He let me hold it, and so that's another picture that will be at the end of this video. The image is kind of dark, but it's me holding Michael Jordan's bat, the bat that Michael Jordan held. He had Michael Jordan autographed basketballs and all kinds of starting lineups and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Michael Jordan cards, Michael Jordan rookie cards, some of his star cards. And he was just very courteous, and we just had a blast, to be honest with you. And he, at the end, gave me, he took some pictures. He went up to Sarasota when Michael Jordan was doing spring training with the White Sox. And he was just at this practice field, I guess, where all the players were, including Michael Jordan. And he took a bunch of really awesome close-up pictures of Michael Jordan swinging the bat in practice, just working on baseball. And he goes, why don't you pick 2 pictures out of there? Because I offered to buy a couple pictures from him, because to me, you never ask for something. That's not good form. It's much more, you show appreciation when you say, I really appreciate this. Would you mind if I purchased a couple of these from you? He had a stack of pictures, and he still had the negatives so we can get more made. And he said, tell you what, you take 2. Just take them. Eddie's his name. Real nice guy. And so these are the 2 pictures that I got. I had a hard time picking narrowing it down to 2, but these are the 2 that I selected. There's Michael Jordan. How cool is that? And this one might even be my favorite. It's hard to say which was my favorite, but there he is. He just finished a swing. The bat's in this hand up here. But how cool is that? And he knows him. Like he recognizes him whenever there's a get together or something, or if they're in Wilmington. Other members of Kayla's family know Michael Jordan or went to school with him, and he was a part of that community, and so he remembers people that he grew up with. So I just thought that was too cool, and I wanted to do a video about it. I kind of wanted to go live and do it, but you know how it is. If you're in someone else's house and they've got a lot of stuff, and some people, it's hard. It's intrusive to do a video. So I wanted to be respectful, but I did take some pictures, so I will put those at the end of this. And so that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was my collecting goals for 2022. A lot of other YouTube channels have done this. I watched Chris's video today, All-Time Sports Cards. One of my good hobby friends, real nice guy, great channel. And he said a few things that kind of resonated with me about hobby goals, and it's I've never really been one to have an annual goal, because with unopened especially, it's you don't know what's going to come down the pike. You don't know, right? It's not like, okay, I'm going to pursue a near mint to min 8 Michael Jordan rookie card. Okay, that's a very tangible goal, and there are lots of them out there to choose from. I can't just say, well, I'm looking for a rack pack that has Nolan Ryan and Tim Raine showing. Okay, that I could very well see one on eBay. I could go 2 years and not see one on eBay. So it's very hard to have specific goals like that. But that being said, there are a few players that lately I've been kind of drawn to, and in getting packs with them showing. And a few of them may surprise you, some aren't really a surprise, but there's 3 main players that I think, at least as of right now, I'm going to try to focus on and get some more packs of. The first is actually Andre Dawson. And I didn't grow up an Andre Dawson fan. He had a solid career. His work ethic was second to none on the baseball diamond. I just really like his cards. All of his cards are really cool looking. The photography on him is great. He always looks very intense. And so I think I'm just going to maybe try to pick up some Andre Dawson rack packs whenever possible. And I have a few that are actually at Baseball Card Exchange right now that are going to get wrapped. So that's kind of cool. So I've already started with some of these players. The second player is George Brett. And George Brett is... it's another one. I didn't grow up a George Brett fan necessarily, although anyone that knows baseball can appreciate George Brett. But I just really like George Brett cards. Almost every card that he has, I really, really like. And so what better way to kind of collect rack packs than to maybe look for more that have George Brett showing? And so that's a goal. And the third player, and this is an obvious one for me, because of my fandom growing up. The last one's Nolan Ryan. And for a long time, I've had Nolan Ryan racks in the past. Sometimes I've bought them and sold them and used the money to buy other unopened material. But I really like Nolan Ryan cards. He was my favorite player when I was a kid. I never got to see him pitch in person. I've told the story before how I went to a spring training game, and it turned out to be split squad. It was Boston Red Sox and Texas Rangers, and he was not part of the Rangers squad that was playing that day. So I never got to actually see him pitch in person. But I had, a lot of his cards, a lot of his junk wax stuff, mind you, but I had a lot of his cards growing up. I've still got starting lineups and things like that of him. And, so I just really like Nolan Ryan. And so it kind of brings me back to my memories with my papa, my grandfather, so that's really the big reason for Nolan Ryan. And I already have that 79 Topps Ryan rack that I showed in my most recent video. So those are the three players that, at least as of right now, that I think I'm going to focus on for a while. And it's not an exclusive focus, as you'll see. I've got some rack packs coming. I've got one coming hopefully this week that isn't. It's not even it's not a Hall of Famer. It's not a player I collect, but it's a unique pack. And so I'll explain that once I get the pack in my hands and do the video. That's the other thing that I do want to pursue more of, are unique packs. Multiples of the same card showing, which I've collected a lot in the past. Things like that. When there's collation irregularities, you know, packs that have weird things happening, weird things going on, multiples of the same player or multiples of the same card, what have you, things like that. So that'll make more sense once this rack pack comes in the mail. But I've got a bunch of stuff at Baseball Card Exchange. So a few things are still on their way there. So I think it's a 7-rack order that I have at Baseball Card Exchange. I've got a few, three BBCE racks that I already bought on eBay that are on their way here. So I've been making a lot of purchases as of late. Started the new year off with a bang. I had a gift card, so that was part of the reason. But then after that, I just kept finding cool stuff at reasonable prices. And when I find stuff that's cool at a reasonable price, I buy it. But either way, I guess, so that's a long way of saying my goals are mushy with Unopened, because they kind of have to be mushy. But I do think those are some players I am going to try to focus some attention on, at least in the short term. We'll see how long I go with each of these. You know, I may just decide, just keep going with Ryan or keep going with Dawson or whatever. But I think those are three good players for me, at least in the short term. I can focus on, and other packs pop up all the time. I bought several yesterday on eBay, and none of them have any of these players showing. So that's how Unopened works. You just kind of have to take what comes. But hopefully this rambling mess of a video has been entertaining. If Kayla's uncle watches this video, Uncle Eddie, thank you so much for showing me your Michael Jordan stuff. Enjoy the pictures, and I will be back with another video soon. Keep collecting vintage and open baseball, everybody.